The 11th and 12th properties are differentiation and integration in frequency domain, and we will begin our discussion with the 11th property, which is differentiation in frequency domain. I will first give you the property and then we will prove it. However, the proof of this property is similar to the proof we had in the Fourier transform chapter. And to understand this property, I have taken one time domain signal ft, and let's say this time domain signal ft is having the Laplace transform equal to fs, and the region of convergence is equal to r. Now we will multiply this function or signal, we will multiply the function ft with its own independent variable, which is t. So we will multiply ft by t, and in this scenario we have a new time domain signal, and for this new time domain signal we will have a new Laplace transform, and the new Laplace transform will be equal to the first derivative of the old Laplace transform with respect to variable s multiplied to minus 1, and the region of convergence will not change, it will remain the same. Now what will happen if we multiply ft with t power 2? In this scenario we will have 2 times derivative of fs with respect to s, and minus 1 power 2 will be multiplied to the derivative. Now we will generalize our property. We will multiply ft by t power n. In this way we have the differentiation of fs n times with respect to s, and minus 1 power n will be multiplied to the derivative, and ROC will remain same. So this is our differentiation in frequency domain property, or differentiation in S domain. Now we will prove this property, and we will follow the same process. First we will write down the Laplace transform fs. It is equal to integration minus infinity to infinity ft multiplied to e power minus st dt. And now we will differentiate both the sides with respect to s, and we will differentiate one time. So we have dfs over ds on the left hand side, and on the right hand side we have integration minus infinity to infinity ft multiplied to derivative of e power minus st with respect to variable s, and we have written ft outside the differentiation because it is constant with respect to variable s. It is the function of variable t, and therefore it is constant, and we know the differentiation of e power minus st with respect to s is equal to minus t multiplied to e power minus st. So in the next step we have dfs over ds equal to the integration minus infinity to infinity signal ft multiplied to t multiplied to e power minus st dt, and this negative sign I will write here. Now you can clearly see we have the Laplace transform on the right hand side. We have the integral kernel, and we have the input signal. The input signal is equal to minus ft multiplied to t, and this makes dfs over ds our output, and therefore the time domain signal minus ft multiplied to t will have the Laplace transform equal to dfs over ds, and rearranging our time domain signal we can write minus t multiplied to ft will have the Laplace transform dfs over ds, and if we multiply minus on both the sides we have plus here and we have minus here, which we can write minus 1 multiplied to dfs over ds. So you can see when we have multiplied t to ft we have the Laplace transform dfs over ds multiplied to -1. So this is our property and we have easily proved it. And as we are having the derivative of frequency domain signal, we call this property differentiation in frequency domain. Now we will move to our 12th property, which is integration in frequency domain. We will take the time domain signal ft and let's say its Laplace transform is fs, and the property is pretty much similar to the differentiation in frequency property, but this time instead of multiplying t to ft we will divide ft by t, and when you do this you will have a new Laplace transform which is equal to integration from s to infinity of the old Laplace transform fs with respect to s. So this is our integration in frequency property or integration in s domain. Now we will quickly prove this property. The process will remain same. We will write fs, it is equal to integration minus infinity to infinity time domain signal ft multiplied to integral kernel e power minus st dt. Now we will integrate both the sides with respect to s, and we will integrate from s to infinity. This will give us integration from s to infinity fs ds on the left hand side, and on the right hand side we have integration s to infinity integration minus infinity to infinity ft multiplied to e power minus st dt, and it is clear that we are integrating with respect to s, and this makes ft a constant. So we will take it out of integration, and on the right hand side we have integration minus infinity to infinity time domain signal ft multiplied to integration s to infinity, and we have e power minus st as the signal whose integration we are performing with respect to s. And when you perform the integration of e power minus st with respect to s, you will find it is equal to e power minus st divided by t. So we have integration minus infinity to infinity ft multiplied to e power minus st divided by t. I will write t here dt. In this way we have the Laplace transform, and you can see we have the integral kernel. Let me change the color of my pen. We have the integral kernel e power minus st, and this makes ft divided by t as our input signal, and integration s to infinity fs ds is the output. This is the output, and this is also the Laplace transform of the signal ft over t, and this is what we have written here. So in this way we have proved the integration in frequency property or integration in s domain property. And if you have any doubt regarding this lecture, you may ask in the comment section. I will end this lecture here. See you in the next one.